this as our version, and we kind of, like I said, kind of doing little takes of it here and there. But it's to me, it's like a breakfast for dinner type of dish.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, breakfast for dinner is always good, especially in the South. We like to do breakfast for dinner. We like to do biscuits and gravy and all those good things for dinner.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hearty dish, but then it's also, especially in the South, it depends what time you go to bed too. So, because sometimes it's a late dinner or early breakfast, or, um, however we want to start our day or end our night.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, let's get started. Let me give you a little bit of a shot here on the cutting board so everybody can kind of get to know what it is you're working with.
Yep. So basically, I'm going to start off with a yellow onion. I'm going to break this down. A half a yellow onion works, um, especially because I think when you do a pot on the stove, you're doing enough portions for maybe 4 to 5 people.
Yeah, typically at home, basically the family meal. You're going to work with 3 to 5 people max. Uh, a good size skillet. Skillet's important. Um,
I mean, I think a lot of people like this dish too, is because, like I said, it does feed a family or it does feed a nice group of people, and it's only a one pot dish. So,
I think we all like one pot dishes when it comes to, and usually you plan ahead for people dropping by, but when all of a sudden, a conversation starts and, hey, why don't you just come by? Why don't you just come by? Next thing you know, you've got mushrooms and onions and all that in the refrigerator. You can make something up pretty quick, and everybody can sit around. What's this? The best way to have a conversation is over a good meal.
yeah. Well, like I said, I think especially now or COVID or current COVID days, easier meals are looked for because a lot of people don't really go out as much as they used to. But then also, this is a cool dish because you know it's another country's traditional dish, but we tend to always remix it and then kind of do it our own over here.
Well, yeah. Yeah, definitely. We like to take things even as complex as multi-layered paella and turn them into our own little instant versions. So having something like this, having staples in your refrigerator and in your pantry are always important. And so if you have fresh vegetables, you have some really good tomatoes, things like that in your pantry, you're good to go for just about any kind of meal.
Yeah. So I mean, the mushrooms aren't really traditional, but I do like adding them. Um, I actually saw a recipe with the mushrooms, and then I added it myself. All right. So what we're gonna do? Take the onions.
Now, are you going to season? Are you going to season the vegetables in layers, or are you going to
All together.
all together,
Yeah.
all at once, all your seasoning?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want too much of salt or pepper. Um, because what I usually do, I like to season the veggies, and then I'll season everything together after it has the tomatoes and the uh, tomatoes and eggs on top.
I got you. I got you. So, where did you get most of your experience as your commercial experience? Where did you get most of your
Hmm.
hands-on experience at?
I mean, basically just working through kitchens. I didn't go to culinary school. A majority of people today didn't go to culinary school, or I don't know. Let me take that back. I don't want to speak for others, but um, it's not a necessary route, but it's, definitely helps. But I was a chef at BB's on Hendricks for a while. I worked, little odd jobs in different kitchens in Jacksonville. They won't be named. So, um,
I think we've all worked those
we've
odd
all
jobs in
worked those.
kitchens that
Yeah.
won't be named.
But you always, the good thing about working in like different kitchens, and you either got to learn the right way to do things or the wrong way to do things. And if you do learn the wrong way to do things, you learn not to do them again. So
Yes.
I take those experiences and, like I
Those
said,
experiences make who you are, though.
yeah,
I mean,
it's you learn different things from different people. You'll learn stuff from the dishwasher, you learn stuff from your chef, and then you take it on and you bring it on to the next restaurant or kitchen you work at, and that's how you kind of build yourself as a cook or as a chef.
yeah. Well, let's talk about Chloe's kitchen.
Okay.
So, Chloe is, first of all,
Chloe is my firstborn.
she is.
She's well. Shout out to her. It's her birthday on Friday. She'll be 11.
Woohoo!
So baby girl is getting old on me. But Chloe's Kitchen started off and is a catering company. So, and I decided to combine two things that I love. So I decided to combine my love for food, my love for my daughter, and why not put the both together? Because the days that you have down, or the bad days, or the days that you struggle, you know, knowing that it's my daughter's name on my catering company and my
Yeah.
food truck, I can't ever really take a day off or quit, because I know it's like if I failed that, I'm failing her too. So
Yeah.
I never want to do. I never want to let her down. So that's why I kind of my purpose or thought behind the name.
Well, that falls right in line with a great girl dad. Hashtag girl dad.
Yeah,
All of us girls have them, mine included.
yeah,
You guys move the world for us.
yeah.
So, and we all appreciate it.
Hmm.
In the long run, we might not agree with you at the moment, but we all appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So, what do you think the chances are? At this stage in life, she's 11. So tennis is important,
Tennis is
sports are important,
Yeah.
fun is important.
Uh-huh.
But does she lean towards helping you at all in the
She
kitchen?
actually likes baking a lot. She'll watch cakes without me helping her. So, I think if she were to like the cooking side, she leaves to me. And
Example of somebody that can teach her different flavor profiles. And I want to see what they're going to meld into.
the general thought, because um, and then it was always like it made sense. Be in a restaurant, so
Right.
that's your life right there. You're a cook. You work in the kitchen. You work on a food truck, and then you hang out, and all your friends do the same thing. So you relate.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
exactly. And it's funny, I think everybody should at least experience the
Yeah.
service industry
Yeah.
once or twice in their life,
Yeah.
because you learn a different value
Hmm.
when you start as a dishwasher. I started as a dishwasher. Wesley
Yeah.
started as a dishwasher. You learn how to
Yeah,
really
yeah.
learn how to treat people, and you
Yeah.
really see how people treat other people.
Yeah.
The dishwasher is by far the most important person
It's
in the
the most
kitchen.
important person.
And
He's
to not be able to learn from them is
Yeah.
a really aggravating kind of situation. Uh, I mean, we really had some great dishwashers over the years that have really made an impact.
So I think dishwashers are the glue to a restaurant. People don't understand that, but they are. They're like they troubleshoot a lot of things behind the scenes that customers, clients, even waiters and staff don't know about. What I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I've had a lot of dishwashers that a prep guy will call out. All they do is pay attention to the prep guys, so they'll cut and do things, or whenever you need a hand, they're always there. So I always value my dishwasher.
Yeah, absolutely. You value everybody in your kitchen, but they're the cog to the wheel, so to speak. And we like to really keep them happy
Yeah, definitely.
because there's nothing worse than your dishes piling up all night
No,
and then the food sitting in them, and then you have to wash dishes the rest of the night.
exactly.
That person becomes more and more valuable.
So,
Definitely. So what do we got going on here?
okay.
Let me.
So our vegetables are getting a little translucent. Our peppers are breaking down, and our mushrooms are getting a little color on them. That's kind of what you want right now. I'm gonna let this cook for maybe another minute, and then I'm gonna season it: salt, pepper, um, and kind of be generous, just because the tomatoes that we add, they're not gonna have too much flavor to them. So a little pepper, salt,
So,
and then yeah.
Chloe's food truck.
Hmm.
That's your daughter's food truck that you get to operate on a daily basis.
Yes, I do.
So where are you setting up now? You were on Normandy.
I was on Normandy last night for Taco Tuesday. I was at FSCJ Kent campus, but we'll be moving around more frequently than we are, so we're not going to be as like stationary as we used to be. But our home, quote unquote, is going to be FSCJ Kent campus. So if you see, I mean, just stay. I'm very proactive on social media, so I'll try to put our address on there. People tend not to read, but
Yeah,
I try to post every single day, especially like around lunchtime. So when people get off, they know where I'm at. And I'll always go at nighttime because during the days we're doing a lot of caterings, we're doing a lot of office corporate caterings. So that's kind of our deal. We do caterings in the morning and then the food truck at night.
that's great. That's great. Are you able to experiment more with your menu, having a food truck versus just having
Yeah.
catering?
Yeah. Well, the thing about food truck, when I had my catering company, we always had time throughout the week that was empty, like 2 or 3 days that we weren't really occupied. So the idea with the food truck was to kind of take those days up, and then it became more of like instead of 2 or 3 days, it became more of a weekly thing. So the food truck is more of like, yeah, you can experiment, you can do a little bit more um, things that street food, that ideas that I've always had.
Yeah,
And since I'm Filipino Brazilian, I like to incorporate that in my dishes. So there's not a theme. Like I don't have an Italian truck, I don't have a pizza truck. It's more of a whatever I feel today type of
yeah,
thing. So
yeah. I get that. I get that a lot. Um, that's one of the things that allows us to experiment is having that downtime
yeah,
and really getting to play with some
hmm,
menu ideas
yeah,
and some execution ideas
yeah,
and even some plate presentation
yeah.
ideas.
So
That time's invaluable, really.
yeah, I mean, like I said, don't limit yourself because the truck. I mean, there are limitations because you are in a smaller vessel. You're not in the kitchen,
Yeah,
but when it comes to ideas, like don't think because you're on a truck you need to limit yourself. That's why I tell a lot of people like they just want to do wings or burgers, which is not a bad idea, but you can oversaturate yourself if you're just doing wings or burgers.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
so I'm gonna add these tomatoes, and I do like the whole tomatoes, and I break it down with my spoon just because they add a little bit body and texture. Or you can do the crushed tomatoes as well. Just don't do just like regular tomato sauce. I like texture of my food. I just don't want
Yeah,
to feel like I'm eating like
soup,
soup. Which yeah, if you're eating soup, then you eat soup.
right.
So
But if you're making a sauce, you want
yeah,
to have a little bit of
Yeah, definitely.
of definitely texture.
So,
Definitely.
and like I said, it's supposed to be a meal for a family. So, you know, I I want something that I can like eat and have, especially with like the mushrooms, the peppers, the onions, and then of course the egg. So,
Yeah.
but we're actually gonna let that reduce just a little bit, just because there's a tip with canned tomatoes. So when we cook the eggs, you want to have like a nice reduced sauce, and then I like cooking soft. So when I break into it, they're gonna be runny. You by all means have a hard yolk. So I think it's all to preference.
Always going to be, you're people that want it over easy.
Yeah,
You're going to have people that want it barely basted.
yeah,
You're going to have the extra,
yeah. Well,
no
dude,
yolk. Any yolk, I
yeah,
don't want to see anything.
yeah. Well, that's the good thing about this recipe. Like I said, you cook however you want it done. I'm just always been a runny guy. I like seeing it run. I love the richness of a yolk. But like I said,
Yeah, definitely. And that works. That works in everything, not just food.
yeah, exactly. You like rib steak, you like so.
Yeah.
There's no judgment for me.
So when you say that most of your experience from you were executive chef at BB's,
Hmm.
and then when you went on the grocery game,
Oh yeah.
when you went on there, what experience, what kind of things were going through your mind up the,
Okay. It was a.
what was it?
It was that whole experience was very awesome. A lot. Like I hope I go back. You know, I was casted through a casting agent for guys grocery games. I was reached out 3 days, and then we had Skype interviews. A week and a half later, meets, and they said I was going to do the show. So basically, it's an all day event show, and I'm only show for 20, 30 minutes. Um, it's a grueling day, so than a TV show or a show or it's ever been on Food Network. So I was there from 5 in the morning to night. It's a lot of you know um, acting. I mean, nothing scripted.
Right.
Doing your introduction. Learning the grocery store to go store that you've never been in and get all of a sudden. So a lot of people, oh, it's like uh 30 minutes. You should do it, but it's not flies. Like you're
Oh
on there
yeah.
and people are like, oh, I can do this in 20 minutes. You can't because um, you have to get your stuff. You have to break down. Cook everything from scratch. You're like you got like two on you, and then you have Guy Fieri like questions. So um, like I said, it was a experience. Like I wouldn't mind all day, like every day, like network or do competitions. Like I love cooking for other people. I like cooking, the masses. But that one was more of you know how you work on it. Like it was definitely I'm a meal in 20 minutes for granted. Like I've never been on. I would assume that way like time on that on
Yeah.
those shows.
And not only is not your friend, but when you have, you're thinking that you're making food,
Yeah.
thinking about the next step.
Oh
And this
yeah.
whole time you've been, I got to do next. What do I got
Yeah.
to do? And then somebody comes with this random question, and you're like, what? And,
Yeah.
and then wait a minute,
Yeah.
I forgot to do,
Yeah.
things in the kitchen yesterday, playing around with a couple recipes, and I didn't have any softened.
Oh gosh.
So I
Yeah.
Stuck it in the,
Yeah.
went on about my thing. This morning, guess what I went?
Oh, the sausage
Butter. It never even went in.
Gotcha.
Boom. When you're, about 100 degrees,
Yeah, people do
you know,
realize that.
somebody comes up and says, hey, you're in Jacksonville,
Yeah.
California,
Yeah.
and about your catering
Yeah.
company. But in your head, you've got different things
Oh,
you
yeah.
need to do.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah. Well, like I
okay,
said, it's not a situation. You know,
right.
there's a lot of there. You're not like store people like it was in big and large.
That's
So
funny to me.
it's a real
Functioning
grocery.
grocery,
Yeah,
and you're in there, and people
people are walking around. People when we got there. The cool thing about it was so they stock produce and items and what they donate to the shelter the day after whatever. So it's cool that they do that. But everything was there. And like I said, it was more of the time, if anything. Like once you were, but when it got to the doing your intro, just talking, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
But the cooking it was just like up and it's like okay, grabbing your items. It's like 7, and then it's like, God, like it flew by.
But zone is actually cooked.
I mean,
It's the zone.
Yeah.
That takes up the time. Zone is actually the calmness.
Yeah.
And you go, okay. It's just like when you're in catering or do event, that timed eating, this craziness, the calmness of time to plate it out.
Yeah.
There's just this that comes about.
It's all about repetition. We've been doing it for so many years. The cooking part is the easiest. Dealing with outside factors, and, just the people that can overwhelm us. The cooking part, we could do that, in pajamas.
I hear you. Not do it in pajamas. We've got good smells here. Have smell-o-vision.
So the sauce is a little bit. So what time to see if I need to add any more. Just a little bit. Yeah, I've seen the recipe. Cayenne, and maybe a little bit spicy. I'm a meat type of guy,
Right.
Yeah. So I don't get blown back. Me and my are on the same page when it comes. Not every day. So,
It's a mental picture for everybody.
like I said, you got things to do from all day.
Yeah, you have a lot to do.
A couple more minutes. We'll add like a 4 or 5 down.
That'll be a regular about how many different opportunities come up a week for catering and because really a stop to of everything for us. I know we went from
Every day.
a busy to don't buy that.
Exactly.
Just hold off. Now we're just buying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, caterer, before COVID, it was a busy, for you get thing every day. A lunch platter or a big, maybe for 150 on the schedule. It was a little, I think because, you know, they were still a little on how it can, or with the masses,
Yeah.
but I've done for doing the, just I think a little more comfortable being around people. As long as you have your mask, or, you'll be all right. So catering gotten a little bit better. And more restaurants are open up. So I think it's take the steps to
Yeah.
hopefully, things will get back to normal. The hospitality, um, bars, we can't 100%. Stores can't survive on their caterings. Hopefully back up and back to kind of normal. But
Who knows
just
what
take it.
normal would be?
Exactly.
It's going with the flow. Because we're finding more last minute,
Yeah.
less planning.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's more. I've got 50 coming for a backyard.
What
Can you do? It's we can do whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's on you because
Yeah.
we're always done, and we're guests.
Yeah.
It's one.
Yeah.
What we're finding out is people are doing a lot of backyard events, park events.
Exactly. Events are good in the indoor events. Have a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, but like I said, as long as the caterings that a lot of people that checked, people just wear them, and I think it's because they're comfortable with guests they have.
Yeah.
So,
Especially the media. They're in the
exactly. Yeah.
and you walk.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody has a.
Yeah.
Well, that's family usually. So
When some,
who to get after?
okay.
What you got going on?
Okay, so we're gonna ask. Uh, you don't want the stew because your sauce is going. What I actually put a little egg just because your milk in place.
It's good.
Um, comfortable throwing it in there. You can put the egg in a ramekin, lay your ramekin. If you're young, then the world don't
Right.
have to restart the dish. It's gonna get so you know.
How long after you put the eggs in? Watch the.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch. You can oven or on the stove top with cover on top. Just scorch your sauce trying to get it done. Because the sauce will through. Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah, 6.
Woohoo!
What what I'll do, I'll cover, even kind of go surface of the egg, We have
Ancient.
color beater over here. Look at this where it's
There.
right.
It does kind of. It does look like you're hanging up, but it's to hang and it,
This is
you know.
as effect.
Wham!
Yeah.
Everything's got a kitchen. Even the pans have a kitchen.
So, type of pan, tape, depending on what type of knife you. My favorite. So,
Definitely. Grab the favorite knife.
just
Yeah, that. Okay. Knife, sure. It's
one.
yeah. It's over there
Yeah.
somewhere. All right.
We're cooking. Like, really had breakfast. I like really, but I also add. I like so I'm the Western to this dish.
Nice photo too. Yeah, let's. Yeah, super nice looking up. And the cool worms. That
Oh.
they love the skin. Don't mind making guac.
Do a little nice, real. This is what I'm gonna handle it. There, it's done cooking.
And it's all about the what is your flavors you want to have the presentation. I really, you know,
Doesn't mean
right. It doesn't have character. One putt.
we're getting there. The way so if it should it's,
Between all, you know, you can do all of this. Take a 20-minute
yeah.
to an
Oh.
extra. People know about you,
Oh. Yeah.
you know, for the station.
Mhm.
And you have
Yeah.
you and awesome.
Yeah. Little she. I don't know. Do something. I gotta do something. It's gonna be a second day. There's always a game. Like I said, I like to. I professional to one game. So dedicate to her. Bradford. On a repeat.
Yeah. Couldn't.
Personality.
Yeah.
With an egg, the bread. Day. So.
Have you other come eat bread? We're all stay away from when you go
Blue.
right. So, but with Italy, we're over there. Bread, steak, bread's a steak, Europe. You
Yeah.
go,
Yeah.
it's like
It goes. It's on person.
yeah, but he treated
Not.
yeah. I kind
I love. I'm a really fanatic. Like Philly sandwich.
every day.
Out if
Every,
I 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Camden Justice. So those I posted on Facebook that you got the day, and yet that's what I enjoy.
Food. Uh, uh, a lot of people are posting the best.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
make comfortable. It's comfort, and it makes
Whatever you that made that alone on the table eating, and that door made you
feel the like.
good.
It's like a
Yeah,
that you know.
should not. It should just whatever.
There you there you go. Oh, nice.
Here.
But that looks great. And are.
Said you could so that I something little that see so people black people, like I said, what we somebody whatever part take or
Yeah, Colorado. They're big on black bean corn. Uh, it was such
yeah.
art out there. Yeah,
Corn.
sweet. I have some right now. Yeah, I'll have some sweet corn.
Yeah.
Those things
Yeah.
tonight. Good stuff.
Got going. What do you got going on?
Well, uh, obviously, are expanding
Okay.
food truck.
Awesome.
We're filling, food trucks.
Yeah.
Is sharing food to have
Okay.
if that goes anticipate, influx, uh, and then this area, as happening and are happening, the company itself is getting, and hope that means more small business opening, and residual is economy benefits. So, one,
Yeah. So I know small hit, cover, back up. Biggest thing is kind of stay and flow, and then done six
yeah,
family that we traditionally the are we got the
through the, fields and order your we
yeah.
and they did love it. It's beautiful. And our company. It's not because you
Yeah.
don't have a coach that is the
Yeah.
time. So you're the run.
Right. Just
Right.
looking good. So
We
I
are.
like more salt and pepper eggs. Good. Let heat up here. Garnish it.
Nice.
Feta, choose feta, a little bit of salt. Well, that's your
The cilantro. Got a little cilantro with salt and pepper, some feta cheese, and fresh tomato, and then
you get a little bit of version of there you go.
great looking. And that would any the center
Yeah. Say
and the is that pan or
yeah.
we're not gonna put that in. So we're gonna put it in there.
The dish, feed people, you know.
Yeah. Meantime, you in your kitchen, everybody's having fun. We're having time, and next thing you down, we're having a meal. It's the end.
Yeah.
That's restaurant business about coming over.
Exactly.
You know, that's where it comes from.
Yeah, I think when we're done with our go home with simple things, we still something complex, just kind of stuff we eat.
Because one pot
Exactly.
in it
Never got-
clean. No, it's all about clean. Go work small,
Exactly.
especially if you've never of a food. You are working in square.
You're not
No, let's stand long.
here, here. Push back.
No, not really.
We try.
Yeah, let's pull. I know.
So
Heavy.
I see. I, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, no. There we go. Here's your fin. Beautiful. There you go. We're not great. The texture avocado with egg, tomato is really. That's what you want people to have a little bit of everything.
Says,
Oh man, that's
yeah. This is you got avocado, you got the yolk.
really good. That's got a deep flavor. 5 minutes flavor. And cilantro, really,
Yeah. It's, I don't know. It's kind of reminds also eggs. Dish.
it would be a for
Yeah.
it. Let's do it. Close, right?
So
Bye, man.
we're having,
This is great. You see enclosed
yeah,
over
being out every day. And the beating out to what's up. I think that's media's posting. It's a all posting.
Yeah.
So it's trying to reflect really well. I was down pat the physical condition of it.
the swell. Works real social
Yeah.
media. What we call available, and bring people to social media, people
Mhm.
to care.
Yeah.
One part. Yeah.
Yeah, actually show up talking to every 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Thought of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Fun. For being and you have a great day and